class. It's time for a pop quiz. Pay attention. I'm not going to repeat the instructions. I'm going to show you 10 items, one at a time. They're going to be under here. You've got to write down what each item is. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. A passing grade is 70. There are no participation trophies here. So take out your number 2 pencils. This is not an open book test. We do not grade on a curve. I'm going to have one bonus question worth 10 points. Now, put away your books and your Google. Let's begin. What in the world is this? That was my thought when I first picked it up at an estate sale. One edge has a patent number. The other side says Greenstein Fur Modes. 10 seconds left before I tell you what it is. I looked up the patent number and found my answer. It's a fur stretching device. I know they stretch animal skins while they're drying out, but I'm not sure what the exact application is for this tool. If you knew what this was, give yourself 10 points. This one should be a bit easier. It's all metal. The 2 sides flip open. There's a coiled wire inside. There's 2 pins sticking out near the base. You better make a guess. I'm about to show you what it is. It's an antique toaster. The power cord is missing. One day, when I'm feeling lucky, I'm going to run 120 volts to it and hope not to die. These are metal rods, 3 of each type, and the diameter is printed on the carrying pouch. I'll even give you a clue. Thread measuring wires. That's what they are. But what are they really? How do you use them? Until I Googled these myself, I didn't even know this thing existed. It comes with this conversion chart card. The answer? A machinist would use these when cutting threads. Here's what that would look like. They are used to measure the accuracy of cut threads using a micrometer. If you knew what these were and how to use them, give yourself 10 points. This one is a gimme. If you said this was the first version of the iPhone, you were wrong. If you said an old phone number directory from the 1940s and 50s, you are correct. This is solid brass. It has a slot on the side, felt pad on the bottom. Oh, looky here. The top comes off and then presses back on. But what goes in there? What is this for? If you guessed a postage stamp roll dispenser, you are correct. There's a lever here. It sort of even looks like a fish. It's made from hard plastic. If you haven't guessed it, this is used when cutting glass. It's a tool to snap the glass after you score it. This one shouldn't be difficult at all. It's mostly metal, it's fairly heavy. The top rotates. Get your guesses in, I'm about to give you the answer. This is a pencil sharpener for a mechanical pencil. This would have been on the desk of every draftsman in the 1970s and 80s, back in the day when everything was drawn by hand. This looks like a very large shell casing. I'll pull out the center chamber and this should give you a clue as to what it is. I hope you guessed correctly. It's an antique tire pressure gauge. This one, however, is no longer working. What is this thing that looks like a key used for? It is actually a key. I found it in a bucket of junk I recently purchased. One of my viewers identified it as an old pay telephone key. See that slot right there? Behind that is where the change would drop. The telephone employee would use a key like this to collect the money. This specialty tool is going to be a tough one to figure out. The middle section and both ends have a specific purpose. Let me explain. This tool is used for making wired connections on a circuit board. In the center is a wire insulation stripper. On one end, the tool has two holes, one for the wire and another for the post. Rotate the tool clockwise to wrap the wire tightly around the post. If you make a mistake and needed to remove the wire, you would use the other end of the tool and rotate counterclockwise. This would then remove the wire. Now I realize that this has been a very difficult test, but I never said it was going to be easy. I do have a heart though.
You want a heart. You don't know how lucky you are not to have one.
I will give you one bonus question. Here's a device that you may have seen in one of my earlier videos. There's a hole in the bottom, which is the main feature of this device. This is a viscometer for measuring appropriate thicknesses for paints, enamels, and lacquers. Now it's time to grade yourself. Out of a possible 110 points, how many points did you get? Post your score in the comments section below so we can all laugh at you. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.